Right, what's going on, people? Now, this is going to be quick fire fitness questions. It is going to be a Q&A. I put a story on my Instagram story the other day and said, look, what do you need help with? And I thought there was not going to be that many questions, but it turns out there is a lot. So I'm going to go through them. I'm going to try and pick the best ones. If you're not interested in this video and you're just here for something else, that is absolutely fine. But I thought this is a really good way of trying to help out a few people with some fitness advice, with a PT that's been a PT for 8 years now. I'm getting old. And I'm going to set the Garmin off so it doesn't go on too long. I'm going to try and make it 20 minutes on my watch, which will probably be 10 minutes on the YouTube video. And we're going to cut, and we're going to go, and we're going to roll with it, and we're going to learn some cool stuff. So, without further ado, let's get started with the first question. Okay, best exercises for a woman beginner to lose weight but wants to be strong. Now, the best exercises are not just for a beginner, they're for anyone from beginner, intermediate, advanced. And what I mean by that is, you take a deadlift for example. I might choose for someone who is an advanced individual to do a barbell deadlift, but a better option for a beginner might be a kettlebell deadlift or a dumbbell RDL, a dumbbell Romanian deadlift, something like that where it builds their confidence, where it's not too scary and too intimidating. But guess what? It is still a deadlift. You are still doing exactly the same as the next person. What I would say is, there are no real best exercises. What you should do is find a structured training program where you are doing a certain amount of squats, a certain amount of lunges, a certain amount of deadlifts, a certain amount of pushing and pulling upper body movements. And then all you need to be doing is trying to progress and trying to improve week on week on week. While if you are wanting to lose weight, being in a calorie deficit, and it is simple as that, okay? But the best thing to do is just to not do random things. It's to have a plan and to have a structure, so when you go in the gym, you're not just doing that thing where you're walking around trying to pick just 5 different machines and trying to do it randomly, okay? You need to pick stable things, get some sort of training program, or even if you make it up yourself, okay, if it's really the first time you've been in the gym, and try each week to continue that structure and beat your weight, your reps, your sets, as long as your form is good. And that is progressive overload, and that is how you get better. And if you get better, your body improves, and then also calorie deficit in the kitchen. Right, next one. I've been training 3 to 4 times a week and eating clean. How come I am not losing weight? Now, eating clean is great. Eating clean is amazing, but you could actually still overeat when you are eating clean. So what I mean by that is, take avocados. They're an absolutely amazing food. They are really healthy. They are very nutrient dense. But you could still get fat eating too much avocado. And what I mean by that is, every single person has, let's just say, for argument's sake, a bank balance every single day. Now we know that that bank balance for most generic males is 2,500 calories, and for females it is 2,000 calories. So that's like you're spending money for the day every day you wake up. Now, you have to choose wisely of how you spend that money, okay? Spend those calories. And for you, for most women, to be in a calorie deficit to in turn lose weight, you have to be under that line, okay? If you're on the line, you will stay exactly the same. And if you're over the line, you will actually gain weight, okay? Calorie deficit, maintenance, calorie surplus. It's as simple as that. So you've kind of got this budget. So yes, you might be eating really healthy foods, okay? You might be going to Nando's and you might be having like chicken thighs, and you might be having the healthy things on the menu like your super grains and your rice and your sweet potato wedges. But if you eat too much of those clean foods where it still puts you over that line, you'll actually get fatter, okay? You'll actually gain more weight. So what you need to do is you need to do a combination of eating what you would call clean 80% of the time, and then 20% of the time could be with foods that you maybe enjoy a little bit more. Maybe it's a cheeky Kit Kat, something like that. But as long as the numbers also match you eating clean, that's when you really will start to see results. How many hours do I train per week? I would say when I'm on it, it is 5 to 6 days a week, and it's probably 90 minutes per day, okay? Yes, I could probably cram it into an hour if I want, but I like doing mobility, I like stretching, I like taking my time, and I have enough time to do that. It's what I'm into, so yes, it's my job. How much time would I need to? I'm making my own questions up now. I reckon 1 hour a day, 4 days a week is what you need to be doing to improve your physique and get in shape. 7 day a week, if you can do 4 and you're doing 45 minutes to an hour, I can work with that. Okay, how do I tone my tummy and lose weight on my tummy? Right, the first, I need to debunk this myth. You cannot spot pick where you lose weight from. Okay, so when you are in a calorie deficit, when you are training, when you are starting to eat healthy, when you are on it, that's absolutely perfect and it's great, but you can't choose where it comes off from. Your body, okay, is a very specific machine, and you will lose body fat and weight from all over your body. However, your genetics from your mum and dad kind of predispose where that will come from. So that's why you will see some men have the famous beer belly. It's not the famous beer belly, it's not from beer. What has happened is they have inherited them genetics, and it is quite dominant in males that they will carry more body fat around their stomach, whereas the female equivalent is normally thighs or like around the bum and around the arms. Bingo wings is not a thing, okay? That is made up. Again, females are just predisposed that they will hold weight around those areas as well. So you've got tummy, you've got arms, you've got legs. So what will happen is, as you lose weight, once you go further and further and further and you continue progressing and doing it for longer, okay, and still staying on it with your training and still staying on it with your nutrition, eventually it will come off your stubborn areas, but you can't choose where it comes from. No amount of sit-ups, no amount of 8-minute ab workouts or anything like that will change that either. It's completely different. You are eating in a calorie deficit, which is making you lose weight, and you are training muscle groups specifically to make them muscle groups stronger and develop more, okay? Not doing thousands of sit-ups per day will actually change any of that. Okay, training advice when you are pregnant. Now, there are certain few things that it's kind of trial and error, and everyone's different, but there are some, you should first of all get an expert, get someone who has experience in training pregnant women. Now, pelvic floor exercises are really, really important. So we've had a personal trainer in the gym, Saskia, if you listen to this, who was pregnant and is trained all the way through her pregnancy. Has been absolutely amazing, and we've actually had multiple girls who are in the same boat like this. Doing certain exercises might need to have a little bit of variation. So she was doing a lot of sumo deadlifts because the barbell, and they were elevated, so it was raised up higher, because you quite simply can't deadlift because you have a bump in the way. Okay. Other things like a lot of core work, where it was like standing and it was a bit more dynamic, rather than sit-ups, rather than doing planks, because you don't want to be coning on your bump. But there are a load of different things. It would probably need a video in itself. Things like trying not to put too much pressure on like women lying on the back on the bench in comparison to maybe doing, so take a shoulder press for example, or a chest press. You don't really want to have them lying on the bench as much as where standing up with a lighter weight would probably be better, because you get a little bit of upper core work. You get, obviously you are capable, because you're always standing throughout the day anyway, you are able to control your body and be a bit more body aware in case something doesn't feel right. And yeah, there's a load more where I could go into with this. I have lower back pain. What exercises can I do to help it and lose weight and not make that worse? So lower back pain is really, really common. Okay, we, especially in the UK, are very lazy as a country, and we do jobs, and I'm sitting in a terrible position right now, but it's because the mic's here. I should really be sitting like this. We are very terrible at our posture, so that's the first thing. The second thing is, if you're getting lower back pain from exercises, you should probably look at maybe, first of all, your form, because it might be because you're not doing it right, and if that is the case, then you could get some help in fixing that. And then if it is still, you have perfect form and it's still hurting, maybe it is because you are not really moving efficiently, in terms of like, you might be tight somewhere, you might need to start doing some mobility, you might need to do some stretching, and this might help. This is what normally happens with me, especially after I've been traveling a lot. The next thing to look at is, if it is still hurting, is avoiding anything that is over like a 5 out of 10 pain scale. Okay, trying to actually maybe go and see an expert, go and see a physio or something like that. But there are a lot of exercises that you can do to work around this and still lose weight and make progress. Okay, so I'll give you an example. We get a lot of new starters when they are carrying a little bit more weight than what they would like to, who are maybe a little bit of a bigger individual, and they really struggle with barbell back squats, okay? Because when they are moving down, they are very front loaded and it's forcing them forward because they're carrying a little bit of extra weight, and that in turn makes them get a lot of lower back pain. However, we will give them a split squat or a walk and lunge, and because they are capable of staying more upright in that position, they don't get lower back pain as much. So it's having a smart PT that can work around that while you lose weight, while you fix your lower back problem, and then before you know it, say it's 2 months down the line, then you can actually do everything because you are lighter, you are more mobile, you've lost more weight, and then stuff just feels better. Is it better to do more reps with the same weight over a period of time, or increase the weight and do fewer reps? There is no right and wrong answer to this one, but it is one of probably the most common ones that I ever get. Now, it is all about progressively improving. So certain times throughout the year, we will go through phases where the gym program and all of the gym members go through higher rep phases, okay? Then they go through phases where it is lower reps and it's more weight based, okay? It's higher weight. It's in general, your volume, which is your sets times your weight times your reps, needs to improve throughout a training program. So say I have a female client that is going on holiday in 12 weeks, so she has 3 months. The first 4-week block, I might have her doing quite low reps, okay, and trying to build a little bit of strength, trying to build the foundations. This could be anywhere from like 6 to 8. What I will probably do is, if I can change her diet and manipulate that as well, we can try and build her glutes, we can try and build her legs, we can try and build all the areas that she wants to do, and that might be a lower rep phase, okay? With that being said, across them 4 weeks, she will be trying to improve and beat her numbers week on week on week. And then what happens on week 4, give her a little rest, maybe give her a couple of rest days in a row, and then the next phase will go slightly higher, we'll go 12 reps. Now she is still in that 12 rep phase going to be trying to improve and beat her score week on week. So adding little 1.25s, little 2.5s. And guess what? Because it's getting closer to the holiday, I've now tweaked her diet and we've reduced her food slightly so that she can in turn lose weight for the holiday. And that's kind of how it works. So it is not about doing every single workout I do. I would say I start with compound movements, so like your squat or your deadlift, and that probably tends to be a little bit of lower reps and higher output in terms of weight. And then as the workout progresses, we can kind of increase the reps when it is more isolation exercises, where it is exercises that when it's a finisher, when it's like a high intensity finisher. So that's kind of where you need to work. There's no right answer to that. There is a lot of best exercises to lose weight, and I've already told you that is not true. Do you take pre-workout? Yes or no? Yes, I take pre-workout. It is either a Nocco, which is a little caffeine can. I wish I had one here because I'm going to get told off because I'm actually sponsored by them. But hashtag not an ad. I've had them for years. Like basically in my eyes, it's a little bit of a healthier Red Bull, and it has no sugar in. Has BCAAs instead, which are, yeah. And then if not, just a black coffee. Simple as that. Does the job, get it in. Caffeine, there are a load of very good studies about how caffeine can help you train. And especially when you've got a bad sleeping pattern like me right now, it's just fantastic. Once you're over 40 and overweight, can you get back somewhere good? Absolutely. Some of the people that we have had join the gym have actually gotten their best shape ever after 40. Okay, it's as simple as that. There's no, obviously, yes, it might be harder because, well, let's take it literally. You might have kids, you might have more responsibilities, you might have more responsibilities than a 19, 20-year-old, yeah. So I'm totally aware of that. I really try to relate to my clients and the people that I work with because I know that they might have a harder life than me and have more things like that to look after. So yes, that bit's harder, but there is, and things might slow down. You might obviously have had years and years and years of not being in shape. So because you've developed like this, yes, it is harder to get into, but by no means it starts exactly the same. Training hard, having structured nutrition, trying to just get back on it, and you can improve week on week. My dad has started for the first time I've seen in about 20 years, and he's in his 50s, and he's improving every single session and losing weight and feeling much better about himself. And he started at 51, 52. Yes, he did used to train when he was younger, but look, like, he hasn't done anything in probably 20 years realistically. Do you do CrossFit? I personally do CrossFit. I do love the sport and I love watching it, but I wouldn't say that like I just do CrossFit. I probably use a lot of inspiration from that. Sculpt is not a CrossFit gym, it is a functional fitness gym that uses inspiration from that. And yeah, I really enjoy it, but it's not like do you know what I mean? Like, you could do any workout in the world, okay? Bench pressing, push-ups, bench pressing, squats, whatever it is, and kind of as soon as you put a clock on, it kind of can turn into CrossFit. It's just like the competitive element. What are good supplements for someone that's just started going to the gym? This one's a good one. Supplements, there is a lot of crap out there, I'm not gonna lie. The couple that I would recommend, okay? Protein powder, if you can't, or have a busy schedule, if you can't get it in from Whole Foods. So if you're someone that struggles with appetite and you struggle because you don't really like that many foods that have protein in, your chickens, your eggs, your stuff like that, get some protein powder just as a backup, okay? It shouldn't be replacing food, but it should be a supplement. It should supplement your life. So guess what? When I'm on the road and I'm driving down and we've got some nightclub appearances and stuff like that, and I want to stay good, okay? I want to stay on it. Protein shakes are great. I had one yesterday in the car because I had a 5-hour journey. Same with the protein bars. Just really convenient to get you a little protein hit. Next one, creatine, okay? Really good supplement, probably one of the best ones for if you are strength training and if you are going in the gym, because it helps with recovery, it helps with performance. It's really cheap, and it's probably one of the only supplements that has a lot of scientific evidence and backing behind it, so that's good. And the only other real one is caffeine before your training, if you can class that as a supplement, but that could even be a black coffee, just like what I'm having now, so not really a lot. And the only other real one that I have is a green supplement for when I'm being really lazy, in which I am at the minute. I'm eating out a lot, and you probably don't get that many greens in, so I will bang that in. But again, it's never going to replace whole foods for me. I'm really, yeah, I would always prefer the natural sources, but sometimes, like at the minute, I'm all over the place. That helps me a lot. And then just some multivitamins and cod liver oil from just Boots or somewhere like that. I've used the My Protein ones before. I've used the bulk powders ones before. They're all great. But to be honest, I'm pretty sure they're just as good from the other brands as well. Like, just go to Tesco. Give us some more workouts. Right, can you give us some good easy snack ideas? I'm struggling. So it kind of depends, like I said, what you are kind of low on. I would say anything can kind of be a snack to a certain extent, okay? If you've got loads of chicken pre-cooked and stuff like that, as in you've made a big batch and you've meal prep, I kind of quite like snacking on stuff like that. But the MuscleFood stuff that they do that is really good is low calorie popcorn, which is amazing. They do the MuscleFood cookies, which are really actually quite banging. I'm not gonna lie, it's not quite Subway level standards, but they're pretty damn good. You've got all of the healthy crisps, which are amazing now. Like, you've got Walker's doing them baked 50% fat ones, which are really good. I'm pretty sure you can have, like, you've got Quavers, you've got all of those things, which, yes, people might be like, wow, why is he promoting that? But like, they're really good and they're really low calorie for that. I always smash a lot of fruit. That's what keeps me satisfied for a long period of time. But I smash stuff like watermelon and pineapple and apples and stuff like that, because they don't really add up to much, whereas like bananas are obviously amazing, but like they can add up pretty damn quickly on your carb intake. What else? Pretty much anything can be that, if you've got the calories for it. Like, just, you know, find something. I have a lot of like Saurian, I have a lot of rice cakes, I have a lot of stuff like that. Check the labels and stuff and start understanding about like the quantities that are in food, but there are some good ones anyway. Will you help page your stuff? I will. I don't know if we'll have a little domestic. I'm not sure if she can quite handle me being PT Adam yet, but I think she's doing some PT somewhere. It's not with me, and I think that maybe we should keep it that way. Right, I'm going to finish with this question, okay? How to stay consistent with summer plans and with friends. So this is a really good one. Some of the things that I've done over the years and I've learned, and it is hard, okay? When you go on summer holidays, you've got a busy schedule, you want to have fun, you want to go and socialise with friends. There are a few little things you can do. Now, when I'm going to a restaurant or I'm eating out, what I will try and do is I will try and offset the damage during the day by doing smart little things. So for example, if you know that most days you have 3 scrambled eggs on 2 slices of toast, but you know you're having a really big meal, you're having like some really nice food, I might do 2 eggs, 1 egg white and 1 bit of toast. So there I've saved myself a little bit. Then you know your lunch is normally like some sort of chicken, a few little bits of vegetables and salad and a full bag of Uncle Ben's rice. I might half that bag of rice. And what that does is you're essentially like saving money, saving calories for your nighttime meal, where you are just going to go have a nice time, eat whatever you want to a certain extent, and then you know you've offset some of the damage. The other thing I do is if I know that I'm eating out, I try and look at the menu and I try to pick something that has a little bit of protein in, because like I said, protein is very satisfying, it is very it's very hard to digest in comparison to carbs and fats, and it fills you up quicker. So even if you get out and you have something that has a little bit of protein in the meal, you're probably less likely to go crazy and put everything in your mouth. Next thing, alcohol. Let's talk alcohol. This could have a video in itself, but some of the smart things, beer and wine, as much as we all love them, aren't really the best when you are trying to be good if this is someone that is talking from a weight loss perspective, okay? If you can try to stick to clear sort of spirits, where it's vodka in a diet mixer, if it's gin in a diet mixer, soda, whatever it is, tonic, slimline tonic, those are going to bank you a lot of calories, so when you're eating out it's not as bad, and you can have more drinks without the repercussions of having a ton of calories in those drinks. The only problem is, if you get too smashed with it, you normally end up on the takeaway on the way home anyway. So it's just trying to find a balance of that and trying to be smart with it. And apart from that, if you are strength training like 5-6 times a week, four times a week, even 4 times a week, and you are being pretty damn good 80 to 85% of the time with your nutrition, it's kind of okay to go out and socialise. Yes, obviously there might be a little bit more in summer, but that should be why you're training up until that point, okay? If you're training really hard up until May, and then you have a couple of months where, yeah, you go a little bit crazy compared to normal, and it's not really in your routine, but that's kind of your time to enjoy it. So what is wrong with that at the end of the day? There's always time to get back in shape. I'm not absolutely amazing in comparison to my standards right now. Like, I'm not really personally that happy with how I look right now, but I've kind of embraced it. I've been in a villa, I've had a great time, I've had a great summer, I've ate out at loads of nice restaurants recently, and you know what? Now I'm going to get back on it, and that's absolutely fine. Don't feel 100% confident with what I am right now, but that's fine, okay? That is okay. I know I will get it back, I know what to do. I've kind of reined it in a little bit because I was eating out in fancy restaurants in London, getting loads of free food and free sushi, and I took the mick with that, and now we'll move. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that's helped. It's a little quick fire Q&A, nothing too crazy, just to get something on the channel and answer some of the questions. There's going to be a few more videos that are very more specific because there's some good topics in there, but I feel like that was just the general basis of it. And yeah, apart from that, loads more to come. Love you and leave you. Over and out.